Hello Norwest, great to be speaking with you today for our weekly video update. My name is Craig Foster, I'm one of the pastors here at Norwest. I am standing next to one of our newly established outdoor trampoline rooms. This was slept in for a couple of nights over the weekend by two of my daughters, and it's still standing, and it probably will be until it rains. But it's amazing, isn't it, how creative we can be when we're given a little bit of time. Well, I hope you're all going okay at the moment in these days of social isolation. I know for myself this week felt a little bit more normal than usual, but I know there's also a number of people from our church who are still finding this very difficult these days. Those who are living on their own are finding very lonely. Those who are single parents are finding it extra exhausting. Those who are medical professionals are finding their work environments stressful as well. So be good for us, even though we might be finding it a little less stressful as things settle down a little bit, to keep praying and remembering those who might be finding it a little bit more difficult, perhaps to be including them in your caller days at the moment. Now this week there's no big news to report, which is good, but I just wanted to encourage you with a couple of spiritual ideas, to encourage you in your spiritual walk with the Lord in these days. I'm hearing more and more at the moment of people who are developing good spiritual habits, people who are reading their Bibles more, people who are spending more time with God, which is so encouraging to hear. I know more and more people are tuning in for the daily devotions, whether on their own or whether with their families. I know there's a number of families that are starting to look at this in the evenings, around dinner, having a devotion together around dinner, and are being greatly encouraged by that. Wouldn't it be great if at the end of this time, this period, whenever that may be, that we come out with some new spiritual disciplines, that our relationship with Jesus has grown stronger through this time. As Paul says to the young Timothy in 1 Timothy, that physical disciplines are of some value, but spiritual disciplines and godliness are of eternal value. So I pray that for all of us through this time. Also on Sunday night for our 6 p.m. church service, as we were looking at Philippians and Pete was looking at Philippians, and we were considering Paul as he was in prison, there was a message on Facebook from one of our Link missionaries up in northwestern Australia, Naomi Wath, and she helpfully reminded us to remember those who are going through difficult times, and she particularly pointed out those who are in prison. She works with prisoners at the Roebourne prison up in that area, to be remembering them. That is particularly isolating as they're cut off from family. And other people put onto the Facebook feed that there are those who are in aged care facilities who are feeling more and more isolated, and those who have mental health struggles at the moment, those with dementia that don't understand why they're not getting visits from their family. So do include people such as this in our prayers through this time, and be asking God, how can we pray for them, and how can we perhaps encourage and reach out to them in these days. Well, thanks for listening in, and I hope I get to connect with you online in the coming week, whether in a devotion or at church, but do have, or perhaps even a phone call. But have a great week, and God bless you all.